Hello everyone and welcome to another history video. So today we're taking a look at blue-black aquatic subtlety deck in history format. So this deck comes from Greenwire. They said they were doing pretty well with this list, and I have changed the deck ever so slightly because they were playing 4 copies of Force of Negation, which I don't think the Force of Negation is very necessary in this format from what I played yesterday. So I went down on Force of Negation and went up on some copies of Tamiyo because I think the Tamiyo works very well in this deck because, of course, we're going to be playing with Aquatic Subtlety. So the Tamiyo is going to transform immediately if you do cast this card. But compared to last time playing this card Aquatic Subtlety, since the Sphinx is gone, we can't actually combo anymore with the Aquatic Subtlety. So instead of playing the Aquatic Subtlety for the combo, we're going to be playing with Aatroxas and Agent of Treacheries. Agent of Treacheries is also another card that got unbanned recently. So being a blue mana card, you can Aquatic Subtlety and then put this card on the battlefield and steal a card. But we're also going to be playing a blink card in this deck called Essence Flux, which also pairs up very nicely with Agent of Treachery and the Aatroxa. So you can evoke these cards on the battlefield using the Aquatic Subtlety and then Essence Flux to get another trigger out of it. So that's going to be the goal here with the deck. So thanks to that, I'm going to be hopping over to some History Episode 3 to show you guys what the deck does. So let's hop on over. Great. Okay, we have a Subtlety. This is the card that we're looking for. A Sliver. A Sliver. So this thing has ward on the slivers. Oh, it's only this thing. Never mind. When the sliver you control becomes the target of a spell, opponent... Okay, it gets countered unless opponent pays 2. Okay, so we're going to Aquatic Subtlety here. Maybe I just Fatal Push this first. And then pay 2. And then I'll have a mana for the Essence Flux. Unless I want to Aatroxa. Maybe I want to Aatroxa. Because, like, what am I gonna do with these, right? Agent. Necromancy. Force of Negation. Land. And Ponder. Riddler. We'll grab a land to discard. Steal opponent's, like, land, I guess. Just to put this card into the graveyard. Yeah, let's actually steal a land. And then we can necromancy it. Alright. Thoughtseize out. Path of Pearl. Toxic Deluge. I think that's about it. Give it a go. Ponder. Potentially, I could have actually taken out First Negation as well. Maybe we are drawing a little bit too many lands and I should have maybe shuffled, but this is like the only thing I can play. Yeah, we have to pay 2 mana for this. Mutavolt. And that card is actually pretty annoying. Also, maybe I should have actually mulliganed this. Yeah, I should have maybe mulliganed. It does fix our hand if we just draw Aquatic Subtlety here. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, there we go. Essence Flux waiting room, I guess. Yeah, I can't use Fatal Push because of the ward on this thing. Giving all the slivers ward too. It's weird that it doesn't actually indicate with the visual effect, but you know. How good is a Tamio? Probably not that good. We're gonna hold full control in case we get an Essence Flux, and we did. Got another Aquatic Subtlety. Necromancy, another Essence Flux. It's a lot of cards that we have. So because of this Mutable, they might not be able to cast... Oh, I lied. How did, Oh, it's a warp. That was too close. That was way too close. My god. Wait, did I make a mistake? Maybe I made a mistake, actually. Yeah, maybe I made a mistake here. This is to compensate for the mistake. Gonna fatal push this thing. Yeah, I actually made a mistake there. I thought for some reason the Agent of Treachery had the subtlety on it. But it didn't. This is actually pretty cool, by the way. What should I grab? These two? Who's the sliver deck now? Who's the sliver deck now? Right, we are playing against a Giganta deck. We do have a Tameo plus a Subtlety here. We also have a Aatroxa.
This is an interesting story.
We just need one more land for this Aatroxa. Okay. I could have waited to see if they had one more spell to cast there, but I think it was I think it's just too risky taking 7 damage. Also, where are my lands? We're a land away from winning. We're a land away from winning. One time? Land? Land meat, land meat, land meat. Oh man. It's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. We might lose the game here because we didn't get a land. We didn't get a land. Okay, we got one more turn. We need to find a land here. And we can steal all of their cards. We got 3 Agent of Treacheries. We just need 1 land. Nice. Although I think the damage might have been done here. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, because of the Swift Spear's teaching. Yeah, because of the Swift Spear's teaching, we might still lose here. Yeah, if they just go creature into, you know, bunch of spells, we just lose the game. No. Yeah, that turn where we couldn't actually draw land basically lost us the game. What can you do? What are you gonna do? A fairly similar hand, I would say.
Curious. I must investigate this scroll further.
Shaking my head. I'm actually just shaking my head. Four looks wasn't enough for a land there. Four looks. Okay, nice. I feel like a Psychic Frog here might be relatively safe. Magus? Okay, sure. That's fine. I guess we just discard everything and attack then. I could transform the Tamio here if I wanted to. Soulscar is actually pretty strong. That's a strong card, especially in my position. Okay, so they're gonna do that. Okay, we found an island. So they're gonna block. They're gonna play the Giganta. They're dead. Right? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're at I deal 12 damage. So they play Magus. Maybe I should play Dismember then. Didn't really want to play Dismember though, because I just take so much damage. I'm gonna take out the 2 forces and play Dismember. Okay, we have a Psychic Frog into Quantum Riddler. These are all great cards, actually. Hmm. It does kind of suck though that I have to Dismember before the Path of Peril. Maybe I get rid of the Symmetry Sage. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be taking so much damage. And like this way, if they have like a Spell Pierce, they might actually use it. So they're gonna push for damage. Nope, they Ponder. So I can actually Quantum Riddler here. Maybe that's actually better setup. Because this is like 6 toughness. I feel like that's really hard to answer. I just took 2 damage for no reason. I could have actually see if I drew an untapped land. Another Symmetry Sage. Into him. Okay, this is perfect. Are they gonna push for damage? Wow. Aggressive. I don't think I can afford to play this because I died to 6 damage.
I stayed up too late reading. Again.
Pretty close game. Darn, they got the Magus down. I need to find another Dismember. I think we lost. I think we lost here. Really tough, honestly. They just deal so much damage, and they have things like Magus of the Moon. Okay, we got Aquatic Subtlety. We just need one land. There we go. I guess it wouldn't hurt to have a Force Negation in my hand right now. Okay, so this is Aura. This is Aura. Kind of actually rough. Because they have a Mother of Runes. Yeah, the Mother of Runes start was actually kind of crazy. Oh, it's not Aura. Is it? Can't really tell. Maybe we'll try to go off next turn. The Mother of Ruin is pretty bad for us, honestly. Alright, we're gonna... Agent of Treachery. We'll try to steal Mother Runes. We'll try to steal Mother Runes. And then we're going to Aatroxa. Didn't get the cards that I wanted. But that's fine. Like Ponder. Get Aatroxa out. Another Fatal Push. No Necromancy either. Okay. Great turn. Headliner. I just noticed who I am playing against. We're playing against Alt. We're looking for more blink spells, but doesn't look like we're gonna see it. We're not seeing it.
Curious. I must investigate this scroll further.
So I actually have to kill this headliner, thinking about it. I completely forgot about the activation ability on the headliner. Ah, they're actually gonna get so much life. Yeah, they're actually gonna go so wide, actually. That's kind of a problem. We have 2 Fatal Push. I can steal the Ocelot Pride. I should have attacked with the Tameo. Yeah, let's just steal the Ocelot Prides. Yeah, I'm playing a bit like suboptimally, but I don't think we can lose. Just because we have Mother Runes as well.
I'd rather avoid a fight. Use your words.
Okay. We're trying a lot. Um, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 14 damage next turn.
Stop interrupting my work.
They don't actually really have much on the other side of the graveyard.
Violence is not the answer.
I'm just trying to like end the game as fast as possible. Okay, we got a Fatal Push as well. So many tokens. Right, that should be game over. They only got 1 flyer. Okay, Path of Pearl, Toxic Deluge, Force of Negations. Do we care about Force of Negation? Maybe. Definitely Thoughtseize is out. Spell Snare. Snare seems pretty decent. Maybe one less Riddler. One less Frog, maybe? I feel like the Tamio is like super important. Maybe one less Agent. Okay. We'll start with the Tamio.
Is there a deeper meaning to this?
This must be potentially like Goblin Bombardment or, you know, some other shenanigans. Okay, we're looking for another land, and there it is. Wow. I guess I can't really say no to that.
Tell me everything you know about this plane. Respect the library. Shh. Quiet in the library.
Esper Sentinel. Destroy all creatures. Seems like they might actually have something here. So they're trying to activate this thing, right? I'm assuming? Sure. I think they're gonna sacrifice the headliner. No, they did not. Oh, a containment priest. Okay. That is indeed a little bit annoying because this is something that needs to die and we can't just steal it and be done with it, you know? Actually, no, because I can just minus for Path of Pearl. Do it again. What a card. Like, Tamio's so good in this deck. No, the top partition makes it white. Becomes a white card, so the subtlety doesn't work. No! But wait! It becomes a 5-mana card, though. So I can hardcast it later? Each player can't draw more than one card each turn. That's pretty strong.
Respect the library.
That's another card that
I stayed up too late reading.
I kinda can't just steal. Like, I need the card dead, you know? Yeah, opponent's making things quite awkward.
Think before you act.
Also the Pride. Essence Flux. There it is, the combo. Although I kind of have to get rid of this. But then these die. I'm not sure. Kind of annoying, but also kind of have to do this.
This is one of my favorites.
I think we just win the moment we cast this, by the way. We just steal 2 of their lands. Or 2 of their creatures. What's better?
Respect the library.
What's better here? Oh, I should have actually gotten rid of this. And maybe I steal their creatures. Call it a day, you know? My creature thou. Voice of Victory.
Violence is not the answer.
Just get rid of that. So they're dead next turn. Honestly, the Tameo just carried me. Like, there's actually just nothing else. The Tameo carried me so hard. Like, it really did.
Think before you act.
So I have a spell snare for potentially like a containment priest coming out. I just don't think they can stop here. I actually might want to go up on another copy of a Tameo because I feel like the Tameo has been absolutely impressive. Like, it's just been way too good. Moon Shadow. Into. Wombo combo. Into red. Ren and 6, okay. So Magus is going to come out. I really need a land here. They're willing to block. I did find a land, but it might have been a little bit late. Unfortunately. So probably Magus is gonna come down here. Which means I can't really play the game anymore. Oh, it's a Terra Sunder. That's actually not as bad. No. That's so tragic. Now I have to get rid of an Agent of Treachery.
So focus on the fight.
I just needed one more blue card. Okay, Essence Flux. Only 3 hits. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That was such a bad hit. Colligan's Command.
Use your words.
Moonshadow, that's fine. This is gonna ultimate soon. Chuckles, I'm in danger. I think this is worth it because we have a Necromancy coming out. They do have a Boseiju, but we actually did hit Essence Flux. And a Thoughtseize. I'll grab a Prismatic Vista for a Swamp. Almost made a mistake. Almost made a mistake. Oh wait, I can't Thoughtseize that. Why did I think I could?
I am not defenseless.
Is it worth Essence Fluxing now? I don't think so, right? Because I'd rather make opponent use the mana. Another Essence Flux! Wait, I can actually get Fatal Push. At the cost of my Tamio, I guess. Moonshadow is kind of annoying, actually.
Aggression is unbecoming. Violence is not the answer.
Oh, we're gonna be able to hardcast the Agent of Treachery soon. Another run in 6. I'll just double block. My turn.
Think before you act.
I mean, technically I can play this right now, but like, I don't really want to like steal anything. Shuffle. Okay. Right. 3 dismembers comes in. And a Toxic Deluge. I do wonder if I want to place a Spell Snare. They play Ren in 6, you know? Probably not. What am I getting rid of? Tamio's been good. Psychic Frog's been good. Maybe I'm cutting like 2 agents. 2 forces. I'm actually gonna have another Thoughtseize. Think opponent pieced out, maybe. Right, so I played this deck today. Although it was really cool when it worked, but I actually did not enjoy my time with the deck too much. I think it's a sweet deck, but there's some concerning things about this deck that kind of make the deck a little bit frustrating to play. But before we go for the negatives, let me talk about the positives first. I got a pretty cool list here. The original list only played 1 copy of it, but I'm playing 3 copies because I think this card is really, really good, considering that we were playing Ponder, Psychic Frog, and even Quantum Riddler, and obviously Aquatic Subtlety, which will transform the Tamio immediately. So I decided to add 2 more copies of Tamio, because I think it has a lot of synergy in the deck. And I also really like when you play the Aquatic Subtlety on your turn, like potentially you could even have like Force of Negation on opponent's turn, and then the following turn you play Atraxa, Agent of Treachery, player Essence Flux, things like that. So I think the core of the deck is pretty cool. However, there's a lot of things I don't like about the deck. Let's talk about it. First of all, this deck is only playing 19 lands. As you can see, you have 18 lands here, plus 1 copy of a Sink to Stupor. 19 lands where the deck really wants to get to your Aquatic Subtlety to kind of turn the tide, you know, things like that. Since turn 1 and 2, a lot of times you're not going to be doing anything. At the same time, because we are playing a 19 land deck, which means there's a good chance that you might not be able to curve into your Aquatic Subtlety as soon as possible. And that's kind of bad, in my opinion. Like, the deck isn't proactive enough for your opponent to kind of care about your board state, other than your Psychic Frog, for instance. Which means they're gonna just completely go full aggro on you. Even against like a control deck, I think getting your important cards countered, like Aquatic Subtlety, things like that, I think you're gonna struggle as well. So going back to the topic, because the deck's reliance on the Aquatic Subtlety is so high, a lot of your turn 1 and 2s are going to be doing nothing and then casting your Ponder, hoping to find a land, and you're going to be also passing a lot as a result. Now you're looking for a land. Here's another problem that's coming up. I have lost multiple games playing Ponder, or from mulliganing, having to mulligan a good hand, for example, just because the deck has a swamp in the deck. Multiple times, the swamp has hindered me so many times. I can maybe count like 5 or 6 games. I could have won had the swamp been an island. Obviously, this is really detrimental because you can't cast your Aquatic Subtlety in a deck that a lot of times aren't doing anything on turn 1 and 2. You know, not being able to cast Aquatic Subtlety even despite having 3 lands is absolutely brutal. I've kept like island swamp hand before, and then I lost because I just couldn't find a third island. A lot of things can get very complicated, and this kind of builds up that frustration, in my opinion. And another thing that makes this deck a bit frustrating to play. Many times, you're gonna see hands like Aatroxa, Agent, Quantum Riddler, Necromancy, Essence Flux. You keep drawing these kind of cards, even despite mulliganing, can get very frustrating very fast, in my opinion. I kind of like the look of the deck, but I was actually surprised to find out how frustrating the deck was to play because of all these, you know, little struggles to kind of make this deck working. Potentially, you might want to get rid of a swamp. If you do get rid of a swamp, you're only working with like 11 sources of black mana, since the Prismatic Vista can't grab things like Watery Grave, unlike Timeless, where you have a fetch land for that purpose. So you could go down a swamp for another island and potentially play with only, 11 black sources. But what could happen is play the swamp in the sideboard, go up on the island, and go up on the Verge land, and play with 20 lands here, and possibly go down on a copy of Tamiyo, even though the Tamiyo was good. Yeah, maybe you do this, or you could even like take out the Tamiyo and play like 4 copies of Thoughtseizes in the main deck. So yeah, I think you definitely need more lands because the deck is really desperate for the third land, playing the Aquatic Subtlety and the Necromancy. So if I were to play again, I would do something like this. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.